Welcome back to Tottenham on Tour, everyone. On today's news, England kits are a joke. Is that going to affect Tottenham? Tottenham want a midfielder. Timo Werner wants to stay at the football club, and Scott Munn has finally said something after 12 years being at the club. Tune in now. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Tottenham on Tour, your world-famous morning news show with myself and the Roadman, Mr. David. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm good today. I'm good. I mean, it's foggy. It's a bit of drizzle going out, so where I live looks really pretty. So yeah,
Welcome to Wales.
Welcome to Wales, mate. It's calming me today. It's my type of weather, that is. So
yeah,
miserable and you can't see anything, so it's great.
I like it. I like it. But let's see who's in the chat, everyone, to see who is going to go through the news with us. We got Pedro Vasquez Sanchez, who has become a YouTube member. Cheers, Pedro. Good to see you in the house. Thank you so much for becoming a member. If you have a membership, please make sure you say hello to Mr. Pedro. Good to see you. We got Donny Rodriguez, another YouTube member. Mr. Sweden, good to see you, sir. Good to see a YouTube member. We got Radiated from the Guardians of the Pombo saying, morning, guys. GOTP in the house. We need to talk Tosin, Lloyd Kelly and McTominay rumours. Oh, great. More news.
More news.
More news. We got Shawnee Slater. Good to see her. Another Pombo. Andrew Gregory, another YouTube member. We're good to see her. Good to see her. We have James Flower Power. Good to see her. The number one Agenbar in the world. The Sheriff is in the house. We got MZ, Amir Achi, good to see her. Kate, Barbaric, Fran, Benjamin Foster, Shem Tang, and John. Right, let's get into the news because there's a hell of a lot of it today. There's a hell of a lot of it.
Yep.
England kits are now going to be £125 just for the t-shirt. Just for the shirt. Firstly, Nike, hang your heads in shame. Hang your heads in shame. I don't care about, they're going to say, oh, it's the cost of living and the cost of stuff. Inflation's going down. The prices of things are going down. You've got no excuse to sell an England shirt to children at £125 each. How's this going to affect us, David?
Oh, it definitely will affect us.
Yeah.
Levy's seeing them prices of the England shirt. He's definitely going to put up the prices of the Spurs ones.
Well, it's Nike that govern the price, isn't it? Yeah. Nike govern the price. They sell the top shirt to Tottenham, and then they say this is the price you sell it at. They give you the RRP.
Yeah, and we're meant to be doing a collab with Jordan as well. I'd hate to see the prices of that.
Yes, David. £250 a shirt.
Yeah.
Rolling that money.
It's ridiculous. And this is where we were talking about yesterday, how fans are being so outpriced. They're being ripped off. And this is our country, in all fairness. I'm not going political or anything like that, but every aspect of this country is pretty much you're getting ripped off. So it's not a surprise they've done this. A football shirt should not be over £100 odd. It shouldn't be. Back in the day, that'd get you to at least a season of games. Now it's the same price for a shirt.
Yeah. Apparently that is the same price as the Tottenham shirt. Apparently it is. The Tottenham shirt is already that money.
It's ridiculous. And they all should hang their heads in shame.
Chris actually has a good point. Won't affect David because he's Welsh. True.
Oh, my Welsh shirts ain't that price. No. Not surprised if they do go up. Actually, I'm going to check how much is the new Welsh shirt.
That's Nike as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Chris Sparrow is saying, I hate Nike. American companies are awful to work for and don't care. Their designs are disgusting. I want Adidas. I want that Adidas shirt. I love Adidas. We're not going to do that because we're Nike. If you want to sponsor Tottenham on tour, feel free to. Feel free to sponsor Tottenham on tour, and I won't slag you off.
Right. Sorry, Ben. The new Wales 2024 away shirt is 75 quid, which is still a rip-off, by the way. Still a rip-off, like, but 75 quid.
That's a lot better than 125.
Yeah, it's still a rip-off, though, because, you know, it's not like Wales majorly gets far in the bloody Euros and that, is it?
Well, they got further than England, didn't they, in the last one? And at least
I got to slip that one there, mate. Set that one up, like.
And I at least had some cool bucket hats. Send me a
bucket
hat. I will wear one. I've been loving the bucket hat recently.
Yeah, but 75 quid, it's still a lot of money. But, you know, compared to the England one, they just know fans are going to pay it, though, because this is what this country's about. It's about football. And the main part of football is the one...
has rugby culture as well. So
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, rugby. Like, rugby tops, mate, they are ridiculously priced, by the way. They are stupidly priced. I looked one for my daughter because she's doing all rugby and stuff like that. Nah, mate, it's pathetic, like.
Yeah.
So
in that case, Byron England top. Saying that, they're a lot better than the Welsh this tournament. I can tell you that, David.
Yeah.
Right. On other news, Timo Werner wants to stay at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. I mean, it doesn't surprise me at all. He seems very cushy, and the culture of the club seems really cushy, and he seems to be in a better place. I gave Timo a lot of credit in terms of let's see how he does before we make a judgment on whether he should be here next season. I don't want him at the club next season, I think. I don't want him. He misses too many sitters. We need to buy a left winger who's going to score goals. We need goals at that front line. We can't have someone that's going to be missing 2 sitters a game before he scores a goal. It's not acceptable. I'd rather spend that extra 15 million quid on getting a better footballer. What's your thoughts on this, David?
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Like, don't get me wrong. I actually really like Timo. You know, him being ex-Chelsea, I had so many issues with him coming in on loan. I thought he was going to be one of them, an arrogant person, but he's genuinely very humble and he's a really nice guy. As a footballer, he does have some attributes that work, his pace. He can assist goals, but his overall gameplay is just, if we really want to get somewhere within this football club, he's not the type of player you're going to buy.
Yeah.
He's cheap, and the reason he's comfortable, I don't think he's comfortable as in it's easy for him. He knows he doesn't have to win anything or things like that. I think he's comfortable because he's found a place that he genuinely feels wanted.
Yeah.
The players welcomed him. The managers welcomed him. What I don't get is he scored a goal, right?
Yeah.
In a game, I can't remember who it was. Then the next game, he's benched.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, with a player like Timo, he's got the confidence of the goals, so you play him again. If he doesn't score, then bench him.
Yeah.
But immediately benching him after he scores and had actually a really good game, well, he's going to be sitting there going, what's the point? And then he goes and bangs Johnson on the left and Kulu on the right. And it was like, you know, obviously he's going to drop even more confidence in that sense, and he needs to constantly be there trying to score, but he can't. We've seen it throughout his entire career.
Yeah.
But then again, he's won a trophy. At the end of the day, he might not have been, you know, the main person to winning it, but he's won a trophy. So I want to see more of him before I make a more judgment of it. But at the moment, it's a no. I'd rather, like you said, I'd rather use that money on someone else, add that to a pot, add that to what we've got for a winger anyway, because apparently we are looking for a winger. So add that, what his price is, what we'd pay for him, add that on top of that, so we get an even better winger. Instead of adding someone who's really not going to, you know, progress us in the way we want. Yeah, it's not going to progress us in the way we want. If he would do that, we'd already see it now, but we're not. So for me, it's kind of like, you know, no, let's let him go back to Leipzig. Is it? Is that now?
Yeah, Leipzig, yeah.
Leipzig. And yeah, let him find somewhere else. But I think we're going to be the best offer for him, especially if we get Champions League, because no other Champions League club's going to sign him.
Yeah.
And that's the big issue with us, is that they're like, we sign these type of players when we really shouldn't, especially if we get like Champions League and stuff.
Oh, we get Champions League, we don't spend at all. I saw it on Facebook the other day. Someone had like a long-winded speech about how we have to get CL football because of this. If we want to get a better football team, we're going to have to get Champions League football. We need those extra revenue streams. We need the music, blah, yada, 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 yada.
Yeah.
Have you not realised whenever we get to the Champions League, we don't spend money. We might buy one big player, but we don't spend. What we usually do is we spend a load of money to get back into the Champions League football. And when we get into the Champions League, we don't equip the team with the squad to be able to compete in it because you're going to be playing every other week.
Yeah.
So that would be a disaster for us at this moment in time if we got Champions League football. We don't have the squad. We have to build the squad out to play European football again.
Yeah. Look at us now. We play one game a week and we're struggling.
Yeah.
In all fairness, I know we're in a good place in the league. Don't get me wrong. This is not about the position we're at. If you just look over the overall, we've got mass injuries. Players look absolutely dead in the water. These are meant to be the fittest people on the planet. Yet they look dead every time. From minute one, they just look knackered.
Yeah.
And you had the extra games on top of that. Then you had the Carabao. Then you had the FA Cup, which we couldn't even do anything in that this season. Yeah. You had more games on top of that. Unless we really, really go mental in the summer, I'm talking minimum 6 players.
Yeah.
And get rid of a load, then there's just no point. We'll be another one where we just get into the Champions League. We'll have a good couple of European nights. The fans will be up in arms, and then we'll be knocked out again. Rinse and repeat.
Yeah. Absolutely. In other news, James is absolutely right. It comes from the world of Fabrizio Romano. Tottenham Hotspur Football Club are going to buy a proper midfielder in the summer. Allegedly. Because that is everything with Tottenham at this moment in time. We don't know what they're going to do. Apparently, we are going to spend big money on a midfielder for the next season. I don't think Ange Postecoglou is totally happy with his centre midfield options in his number 6 position. We could have told you that in last summer. We don't have a number 6 in the team. We needed a number 6 last year, and we got the excuses from loads of people saying, "Oh, Basuma can play that role." Not like Tottenham fans are the football club that says, "Oh, let's play him. We can try him in another position. Oh, we didn't like him there. We can play him here." This is what we've always done as a football club. If they're not good enough, we try and move their position to say if they are. We mollycoddle players too much instead of just saying, "You're not good enough. Get out." So this is good news, isn't it? That we're going to be signing a proper midfielder. Who do you think we're going to go for?
I have no idea. If we sign we're going to be spending big, apparently, in the midfield. I don't know who. Like me, we spoke, Ben. We said, I'd love Paulinho. I think he'd be perfect for that role.
But I don't think we'll sign him at account of his age. He's 29.
No, that's exactly it. And my issue is the way we're buying players now, we're saying that an established midfielder are going to spend big. But I don't think it's going to be one who's a name. No. I think it's going to be one who's, a young player again.
Yeah, I think I know who we're gonna spend money on. Because
from the Championship.
But they could possibly be in the Championship next season because Nottingham Forest might get a subsequent points deduction, which means they might have to sell some of their star players. Which means Morgan Gibbs-White to Tottenham, he's cheaper than Conor Gallagher because Conor Gallagher is going to be £60 million. Whether you like it or not, that's the Chelsea tax to sell to Tottenham. That would be a good signing, I think. But to have Morgan Gibbs-White as our main midfield signing, nana, in the words of LA Knight. Yeah.
No.
We need to sign a player on the lines of Bruno Guimaraes. That's the sort of midfielder we need. Yeah. That's the number 6 we need. Someone that's going to get the ball and progress it, pass the ball quickly, drive with the ball as well. We need a Paulinho, but there isn't many of those at the moment.
No, there isn't. And Conor Gallagher, for me, he's not even right. He has such...
No, we can't have... Because if we get a proper midfielder, David, Bissouma and Bentancur are going to be moving to that number 8 position, which is their natural position.
Yeah. But then if Gallagher gets injured, hypothetically, if he's the one we sign or whoever we sign gets injured, then what's going to happen? We're back to square one.
Apparently, we're boring.
I don't understand how we're negative.
Telling the truth, mate. Someone underwhelming or someone overpriced. Yep. Connor G incoming. He doesn't suit. He's not a midfielder that we need. We need a Victor Wanyama. That's what we need. We need someone who's an absolute monster in middle of the park.
We just need an upgrade on Højbjerg. Basically, if you look at Højbjerg and the way he do things, you just need a better player than him who has more technical ability on the ball.
Yeah. So, yeah, who does everyone think we should be signing for that number 6 position? I know you're saying this, James. It's he wants to stay at Chelsea, and I think he will sign a Chelsea contract. Potter said he wants to keep him. The player says he wants to stay. I think it's an end of story. I think they will sell someone else.
I also think there's better out there in the other leagues.
Yep.
You know, I think there really is better out there in the other leagues that we should be looking at. There could be a gem out there. I know it sounds bad, and we all want that £100 million player type of thing, but there really could be a nice gem out there who could sit in that midfield in that 6th position and could be outstanding. I know we're looking at a defensive midfielder, some young kid. He's just signed with CAA base, is it?
Yeah.
The one that we've got loads of players and even Ange is a part of and everything. Know nothing about him.
He does play. He plays he does play a number 6. That's what Bissouma's been playing all year.
Yeah.
That's what we need. We need a number 6 who's going to protect the back 4 and pass the ball forward. That's what Bissouma's been doing this year, and pretty badly for the most part. Because
he's more attacking Bissouma. That's the problem. Bissouma can't. He attacks wrong. He attacks as like a front of a midfield.
Yeah.
And leaves so much open space. Look at the Fulham game. The space that he left open. A natural 6 player wouldn't leave that space. He'd see that space and be like, no, I'll sit back.
Yeah.
But Bissouma's more front thinking and he wants to be more attacking.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, he can do well at times, but on an overall game, he has them issues of leaving open spaces or he doesn't track a player or things like that. That a natural 6 or someone who's more defensive-minded can do.
Yeah. That's the player I would love to sign. We're never going to get him, but that's the player I would love. He is awesome. That would be an awesome signing, but we'll never get him.
His wages are well high as well.
I'd have him. That's
a
signing. I was listening to Spurs Talk Show the other day and Dan E talking about marquee signings. That's a marquee signing. Someone you can take from a bigger football club. It's going to come into the midfield, and that'd be improve everyone. Cristante, don't think he. Morning, gents. Morning, Andy. Good to see you. I need a Locatelli, a Kimmich. Kimmich is a good show. Kimmich is awesome. I thought Kimmich, but never at Spurs. What position does McGregor play at Celtic? Basically, that's what McGregor was doing. Big boss man, good to see you. This is actually a myth. Ange doesn't want to destroy whose only job is to sit and protect the back 4. You're calling for Ange to change it? Yes, I am. Because the amount of goals we're conceding is ridiculous for a big team. The amount of goals we're conceding is a joke. I don't like it. I don't like I don't like inverted fullbacks. I think it doesn't work. I don't think it suits the players we have. If Ange can't tinker with his system a tiny bit, it shows he is incredibly narrow-minded and not a top manager. Because top managers, what they do is they look at the players they have and they work around it. If they can get their system perfect, brilliant. But what we need is a player in front of that back 4 that's going to protect those players, but also can progress the ball. Victor Wanyama was another one. He was only 12 million quid. He progressed the ball properly. He protected the back 4. He worked with Musa Dembele. That's the player we need. That's what we
Do
need.
you know who would be a good shout? I'm going to throw it out there now, and I know a lot of fans after a certain game are not going to like this, but do you know who I think would be really good with the type of players we have?
Yeah.
John McGinn.
McGinn, yeah. I like John McGinn.
He is a ball. He runs constantly. See, when you talk about the six, I know what Big Boss Man was saying then. He doesn't want to stand one. You don't have to have that. You can have that defensive-minded player, but someone who's got the ability to do it all. Like John McGinn, he can pass, he can run, he can press, he can defend, he can do it all. He is a really good player, and I think he'd sit well in our midfield there.
Yeah.
And that's the type of player we need. Basuma is, yes, he can defend at times. Douglas Luiz, yeah, another one.
Douglas Luiz is a great player.
Yeah, like he can defend Basuma at times, but he doesn't have that full defensive mindset. Like, this is no dig on Basuma. We're not trying to slate him or anything. We're just saying he's better forward rather than sitting more back. He has the ability to do players on the
aggression to beat players. Yeah. He's got the skill. He's got the low center of gravity as well. Yes. And he's got that.
Which the position he's in is so limited.
Yeah.
For him to do that a majority of the time, because if you look at the way we play, we compact the midfield way too much.
Yeah.
With the inverted fullbacks.
Another thing about the inverted fullbacks, they go so narrow that actually it gets up all the space in the midfields. So what you should be doing is stretching the field of play and making angles to pass the ball. But because they're so narrow, you could throw a blanket over them. They get in the way. When the
fullbacks invert, our wingers should be going out further, but instead they invert. They come through. And then you just got this massive compact.
Our wingers invert and our fullback.
Yeah. And it's just that's why there's no space.
Yeah. Absolutely. Before we go on to the final bit of news, we got Southgate to United means they're doomed. Apparently they want more Graham Potter. I think
No. Southgate's pushed further ahead of Potter now.
Apparently, I think they should be Ten Hag at the end. I think Ten Hag is a better manager than both of them. But Onana's a good player. Onana is a very decent player. That's a good shout. Frankie, I love a Frankie de Jong. Frankie de Jong, I would spend 100 million plus. He would be an amazing number 6 for Tottenham. Because firstly, that is his position. There would be no change in tiki-taka, moving the ball, intelligence, looking up, making those passing angles. He's a conductor.
Yeah.
Basuma isn't a conductor. Benton can be a conductor, but more further forward. Yeah, I agree with you as well, Philly. I agree with you. And on our final piece of news, Scott Munn has finally said something after 12 million years at the football club, David. What was your view on his interview?
I mean, it's nice to hear him speak. Did he do a video interview at one point, I think? I can't remember if he did or someone. No, was it Lange did the interview, weren't it? The video interview. I mean, okay, he came out and spoke. He said some okay words, saying how the club's changed so much and how him and Ange are in the same mindset and things like that.
Yeah.
It's generic media talk. We've heard that before previously. I'd rather see it. You know, I'd rather see, instead of reading words or seeing an interview and things like that, I'd want to see it. I want to see this progression, because at the moment, we're really not.
Yeah.
We're not seeing a full progression of this club, and it takes time. We can't expect the club to change that big in 7 months. I know fans want to, and there's so many fans out there being so negative about it because we've waited so long. We've seen it under Joseph, we've seen it under Conte, we've seen it under Potts. These things where we need to progress more.
Yeah.
And it does take time, but we're doing another bit where we have to wait for even more time, and it's getting frustrated. Yeah. Come the summer, I want to see massive change. I want to see players going out. Like, you know, no waiting about, no messing about. I want certain players gone, the ones out on loan who should have went 3 or 4 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Get them out, get new players in, get this pre-season done, and let's see a progression. Let's see us changing as a club. Because if we go into the summer window and we get like, we don't do what we should do and we miss positions or we miss players, then it's going to be a big issue again, because we're seeing no progression. And it's talk at the moment. I want to see the walk instead of the talking. We've seen the talking too many times.
Yeah.
Let's see this club actually be serious now. Let's see Levy, Munn, Lange, and all of them.
Let's see Tottenham buy a marquee player that's going to make the entire team better.
Yeah. Exactly. Why is that so hard?
Even if they have to pay over the odds. They can't talk about inflation anymore. Inflation's going down. Inflation's going down, according to the Bank of England. They can't talk about that. It's not an excuse anymore. Prices are going down. My gas prices at work have gone down. Things are going down again because we are in a better place. And also, the government wants to get back into power, which is why they're doing these things. Politics talk over. We need to sign a marquee player. If we have to pay over the odds, so be it. If we're going to improve the football team going into possibly a Champions League season, this is what we're going to have to do. Yeah. Arsenal are going to go. I know we're not Arsenal. It's 5-6 years into a project now. They're going to sign a marquee striker, and they're going to be going. They're going to be going for the league next year properly. We need to be moving in that direction. A marquee player that suits the manager, that suits the philosophy, so the manager can actually say, I have built a team in my image. Let's see if we can actually do it.
Yeah, 100%. Completely right, Ben. Like, I don't mind us signing some young wonder kids, like the Lucas Bergvalls and players like that, right?
Yeah.
He looks a quality sign. He's absolutely balling over in the Swedish league. He's doing fantastic. Looks great. I don't mind players like that coming in, so long as you fill the gaps that we need with proper players.
Yeah.
You need these players who, like you said, come in and make the team better, not just fill a position.
Yeah.
Right? And we need quite a few of them. You know, we've got Dragusin, who's the backup to Romero and Van de Ven. So we need another defender. We will, at one point, need a backup keeper to Vicario.
Yeah.
We've got no one challenging Adogi for his position. No one challenging Porro.
Yeah.
And I mean, these links to Ben Johnson, I'm sorry, you can't get in the West Ham team.
Yep.
Why?
You can't sign a player because his godfather has recommended him to the club. That's what's happened. He's like a family member for Ledley, and he's recommended him. Ledley, yeah.
And you can't sign players like that. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Ben Johnson. He's not a dreadful player, but is he really going to push Porro for his position? Not a chance. No. He'd be pushing Emerson rather than a Porro.
Yeah.
That's the issue there. We need to sign someone who's going to look at Porro and go, I want your position. I'm better than you, so I'm going to push you. And that's how you make the team better. It doesn't always work, obviously, but yeah, it can make the team better. But Fran, that's fine. £50 million players, you can find some gems in that. You really can.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if he's 10 million, if he's 100 million, as long as the player is going to make this team better. Not just fill a position for me.
I am very much Ange in. But
100%.
This is the wrong mentality. Big players get you over the line. Big players, which is why Arsenal have signed a Declan Rice in their midfield. Big players get you over the line. That's what we need. We need someone that's going to stand up and say, I am better than every single one of you on the team, and I'm going to show it. That's what we need. We need a big player in the middle of midfield that's going to say, I am the best, and I'm going to take a scruff hold of this game. It's like Roy Keane versus Juventus. I don't know if you remember that, Man United versus Juventus, when Roy Keane basically beat Juventus on his own. Yeah. He was playing against Zidane and someone else. It was Davids and Zidane, I believe it was. And he just like, nope, I'm better than both of you. And he won the game on his own. We need one of those players.
Yeah.
I know teams. You need to have a monster.
Yeah, but I think Star in the comments has said it perfectly. Not said it perfectly, but put out a player I think who's going to be the one who will come in. And that's Eze.
Eze is a good player, but I don't see him as a world beater yet. And his injuries.
But I think Eze's going to be... I think Eze's a cracking shout for the fact is we've done so much already to try and lay the foundations for it.
Yeah.
But there, yeah, Morgan gives White or Eze, but I think it's going to be Eze. So, because to be fair, I'm not being funny. If you took Crystal Palace's pretty much best player, Eze's the best player. That's what we need to do. I think Sean says it in the comments. We need to stop buying the backups of teams. We need to start buying their star players. Why can't we do that? These clubs are struggling with financial fair play and things like that.
That's a player we need to put That's a player I want Dave Mackay in that midfield or in that defence. Dave Mackay wouldn't deal with this nonsense. He'd grab every single person, tell them all to get off, be the only player on the pitch, and he'd still win the game. And have a fight with someone whilst he was at it. But a nice fight, because as we know, Dave Mackay was not a thug. He was a gentleman, and he didn't accept nonsense. Elise as well was another one. Kuz has got a list. Paulinho, Barella, Kvaratskhelia, Ferguson and Eze. There you go. That's my totally unrealistic Summers Brendan's breed. Yep, you're correct, Kuva.
But the thing is, why can't we do that? Why is that seemed unrealistic for us? It's so annoying, isn't it? You sign all them players, right? You're looking at the title. Them players there change your team to look at a title. Not look at top four, not look at, maybe having a run in one cup. They're the type of players that give you a run in multiple cups.
Yeah.
They were unbelievable. Cracking shout, Kuva.
Sign them all.
Yeah, sign them all. But yeah, going back to these type of players and that, we need to start doing that now. Ings. Cheeky woman. Overall, I just want to put it out there. When we speak like this, we're just trying to speak from a fan's perspective. We're not Ange out. We're not Bassoon around. We're not things like that. We're just saying what this club needs to change slightly. Ange needs to switch his tactics up at times. Bassoon needs to sort himself out. I mean, when Højbjerg and Bentancur come on against Fulham, our midfield was literally solid. Yeah. It was solid. Yeah, we should be buying players better than them.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? We should always be looking to improve.
Yeah.
The formations, the team, everything about our club, we should be improving.
Like as much as Brennan Johnson, not Brennan Johnson in terms of he wasn't number one at Forest. We should be going through a Forest and saying, who's your number one player? Buy him.
Yeah.
We should be buying the top dogs at clubs. That's who we should be buying. We should be going to a West Ham, MZ, and say 120 million, give us Bowen.
Oh, 100%. Or Kudus.
We should be signing the best player at these mid-table teams because we should be buying big fishes. Not fishes that are going to become big fishes because you never know. Injuries happen. Things happen in careers. We should be buying the best of the best at this moment. Jared Bowen. Imagine you put Jared Bowen in this team next to Sonny and next to... it'd be rapid.
Yeah. You have, like Kuva put in there, Krav, whatever his name is. I can't say it.
Sorry,
Krav, Magala, whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? But you got him on the left. Sonny up front, hypothetically, and Bowen on the right. That is lethal. That is unbelievable. You know what I mean? Brennan Johnson, I know fans hate him, right? And I am biased. I'm sorry. I'm going to be. He's Welsh.
Yeah.
Right? But he was never meant to be coming in and being first-team player. He's never meant to be the starter. But who's he got to learn off? Kulu. You need someone who's better in front for them to work off, learn off, develop from. Like Lucas Bergvall. Lucas Bergvall is a talent, right? Is an absolute talent. Yet he comes in, who's he learning off?
Yeah.
Maddison, who at the moment, I'm sorry, needs to buck up his ideas quick time. Stop worrying about the injury you had and start playing how you can play because he's really limiting himself at the moment. He's holding himself back. And you can see that in the way he plays.
Yeah.
But you need a great 11. Someone where when you bring players in, they can learn off, they can develop from.
Yeah.
And make them better because then they'll push the player who's in the first team. They'll make them better. And it's like a domino effect. It works. It just constantly works.
Yeah.
And then you've got players in the academy who are looking up at these players, learning from them as well.
Yeah.
We've had Højbjerg to learn off. You know what I mean? Skip at times. The Harry Winkses, the players like that who...
Don't surprise me if Harry Winks comes back, David. He looks pretty good at Leicester.
But he's found his team. This is the problem. He's found his team. Fans can look at a player like Jed Spence at Genoa, right? Doing all right at the moment, playing okay. Had a great game against Juventus. Fair play to him. Had a really good game against Juventus. Fans will look at that and go, oh, bring him back. But he might not work because it's that situation where he's found the team he's comfortable with.
He's away from the stress.
Yeah. And the same with Winks. Winks went to Leicester, started balling out. Fans like, oh, we should get Winks back. No. He's found his team.
He's found who he's no longer got the entire weight of the club on top of him because he's a top.
Exactly. You bring him back, he goes back to the old Winks. I can guarantee it.
Absolutely.
Type of thing like that. And this is why we do need new blood. We need a summer window where the club's lethal, the club's ruthless. They see a player, we're taking that player. It's not we'll negotiate, we're taking him.
Yeah.
Stop messing about.
Yeah.
You know, we don't need negotiations. No.
We could talk about this all day, David, but on that note, it is actually time to end the show.
Yeah.
We're back tomorrow, aren't we, David? We're back tomorrow.
We are indeed. We're back talking again. Hopefully more news comes out and, we can bring you more over the footballing world. At the moment, there's not really much going on out there, It's like
international football.
Maybe we can have a conversation about that, things, we can talk about the England squad, we can talk about the Wales squad, we can talk about other squads and how they're doing and other things, but other than that, tomorrow, bright and early, everyone, get your coffees, get your cup of teas ready. And we'll be back
Let's
again.
have a good chat. The Coffee Company will be back for the Brewing Bollocks podcast at 3:30 today with myself, Bobby K and Kuva. You can sub to us right there if you want to have a laugh and have a good time. Thank you all so much for watching today's show. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, if you smell what the cough is brewing. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao for now.